Hi there my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd unbox some things that I've treated myself to with some birthday money I received. So let's have a look and see what I decided to get. So, let's have a look. Move that out of the way. Ooh. Okay, let's have a look. So let's try here. So I'd heard a lot about these Brusho crystals. They're water soluble crystals. I'll just get a knife to open that. If you hear any noise, it's just my puppy has walked into the studio. She's been out for a walk, but she still thinks she's going to be missing out on something, even though she's had treats and a nice long walk. Okay, so Brusho. Obviously I have not used these before, I haven't opened this before. Let's move this out of the way for a minute. Okay, so what have we got? They're by Colourcraft, Crystal Colour. Then I believe they're not light fast, but I will be using them on things I intend to make prints from and in sketchbooks and things like that. And obviously you can get all of those colours, but I've just got the selection of 12. So I will be sampling these later in a later video, but for now so I'll just show you the leaflet, some of the effects you can get with them. Looking forward to playing with these. And I think you just sprinkle them on and add water, or you put the water on and then sprinkle them on to water. But yeah, I'll be having a play with those at some point during the next month or so. My birthday's in September and I'm filming this towards the end of November. Oh dear, life gets in the way. So they're the Brusho crystal colours. If you'd like me to review those sooner rather than later, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll do a video about them and create a little project with them. Okay, so moving on. I'm just going to delve into the box now. It's just here next to me instead of pulling it over again. So I'll move those out of the way. Next, okay, are these, and I've been looking forward to receiving these. I do believe I did order the full range of them. Oh, and a couple of white gel pens, but I'll put them to one side. Everybody knows what a white gel pen looks like, so I won't be swatching those. Okay. These are liquid gel ink by Energel. It's a Pentel brand, and just get a piece of paper. Let's have a look. They're not water soluble, so they won't shift with water. I'll just show you. So they're ideal for doing drawing in sketchbooks, or if you like to go straight in with a pen, that's water going on there, and they don't shift at all, even when I've only just put one down. So that's great. And they come in a variety of colours. Oh, 2 fine liners, don't need those. They're sepia fine liners by Unipin. Don't need those, know what they look like. They are water resistant as well, and I do like to do a little bit of fine lining on some of my work, so I'll put those to one side. But these we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So there's 20 colours there. That's the full range, and I will swatch those out later on. Probably do that off camera because everybody knows what a pen looks like when it goes onto paper. Let's just do another colour. Really bright, really nice, and you can get the refills for these, so that's great. You only buy the pen once, which is environmentally friendly, and then you just get the refills and pop them in. Okay, So that's those. I'll put that to one side. What else have we got? Okay, so these arrived. I was looking forward to getting these as well. Who gets fed up of sketching in graphite? Just normal graphite. Well, you can sketch with biros, you can sketch with fountain pens, you can sketch with those pens I've just received, and these are mechanical pencils with coloured leads. These are by Pilot, and it's the colour Eno in a 0.7. So back with a little piece of paper to play around on. Haven't tried these, and you can get, whoa, you can get the refills for these as well. So that's a coloured erasable graphite, and you do get a rubber on the end, although I probably won't be using that. I'll probably just use a normal rubber. And next, so Holbein. So I do like working with gouache, but I haven't worked with acrylic gouache before. Those of you that have worked with gouache know that it lifts quite easily if you're too heavy-handed. So once you get the base coats down, you do have to be quite careful that the layers don't lift. These are acrylic gouaches, means once they're dry, they're permanent, they won't lift. So looking forward to playing with these. I will swatch them, swatch all my water soluble mediums and a nice range of colours. So next, Qor watercolours. Now these, I already have some Qor watercolours, but I don't have this high chroma set. Let me show you the set that I've already got. Okay, so I already have the introductory set. Let me show you what they look like. Probably tin is probably a mess in here. Yeah. And there's a mixture of some of the paints in there that I've been using, but they come in these lovely little tubes. All the pigment information's on them, all the light fast information's on them, and these are watercolours that move really quickly. So once you add water, they really, whew, they really go. So I just wanted to add to my collection of Qor watercolours. So let's take a look in these. And I will be swatching these as well. Probably off camera. We'll see. Did that work? Yes. So they come in a lovely tin. Mixing area in the lid if you need it. So 6 colours in this one, and this is the high chroma, so it does show you the colours that you get in there and the colours that are available in the whole range. So I have 12 in the introductory set, all 5mm, and 6 in this set. They are expensive, but a tiny bit of pigment goes a long way with these paints. So that's Qor watercolours by Golden, and nice little mixing wells in the lid if you want to go that way. They do pan up really well as well, so if you like panning your watercolours, that's a good option for these too. And last but not least in my box of tricks are these Gansai Tambi watercolours. Now I've not tried these before. I have had them more like a gouache consistency. I will be swatching these. And these behave, well, apparently these behave more like a gouache. They're more of an opaque watercolour. So I will be swatching them out. So you get this sheet, tells you about them, more information with the QR codes, which is great. So yeah, looking forward to those. And it's nice how they come packaged, so you can see all your colours. Let's lift that out. And then, oh, they've provided a swatch card, lovely. and a swatch inside the lid as well. But I'll probably make my own swatch sheet on paper that I'm used to working on, and it will give me a true result for how I work. And then you've got this little lid that lifts off, sits on top of the paints. Ooh, looking forward to swatching those. Okay, so I'm going to get things ready for swatching and I will be back in a minute. So a piece of watercolour paper, £140. This is the studio paper by Fabriano. So it's Fabriano studio paper, and first I'm going to be swatching the Gansai Tambi watercolour paints. So I'm not going to be using their swatch sheet. It just feels like thick printer paper. I'd rather use a paper that I'm used to, just sectioned off into the right amount of squares, hopefully, if my maths is okay, and a black Sharpie line, let that dry, and that's just so I can see how opaque or transparent the colours actually are when they're dry. Okay, so that's all of the colours swatched. I'm going to let them dry now. Really interesting paints to sample. As you can see, most of them are transparent. A tiny little bit of opacity on some of them. Obviously where white has been added, a little bit more opacity, but really minimal. The black is really dark, beautiful. This one, which is called, oh, it's just called grey. Little bit of opacity in there. The white, hardly any opacity, but obviously when you do it on black there's a little bit more. You can see a tiny bit more. And then we've got white gold, which is this one, blush gold, which is this one, and just gold, which is that one. So these really show nice on black card, and this is just a piece of black cardstock and not too opaque, but obviously as you layer up paints they're going to look different, so I do look forward to producing a project with these at some point, hopefully either this month or next month. Okay, so we're back. We're just going to quickly swatch out the acrylic gouache. Again, I've put a Sharpie line across just to see the opacity of the paint. And instead of putting these onto a palette or anything like that, just a little bit onto the paper itself. Wet brush but not too wet, and let's just have a look, have a play. Okay, so that's the gouache swatched out, and I can see even though they're not completely dry, they're dry and matte, which is beautiful. A little bit opaque, yeah, the opacity is sort of the same all the way through. Obviously the black's covering the black line. The white seems nice and opaque. So I think these will probably be the ones that I make a project with to begin with. I already have something sketched out. So yeah, looking good. Okay, on to the Qor watercolour swatch now. Okay, and back with the Qor watercolour. I'll leave that there. Make sure everything's in frame. Honey has walked in, that's the pup, so if you hear any noises it's just honey. So I'm going to use this little mixing thing, little lid. I'll move the waters out of the way. Let's try and get everything in frame as best I can. So just the 6 colours. Does it have the colours on there? No. Okay. So there is orange, so burnt orange, green gold, cobalt teal, dioxazine purple, quinacridone magenta, and transparent pyrrole orange. So they're the 6 colours in this little set. And I will keep all of them together in one tin. So squeeze out a tiny bit. Don't want to waste any of this because it's expensive. So this is the burnt orange. Got some clean water. And what I'm going to do, let me just show you, pop some water down. This is the paper that I'm swatching on here is Winsor & Newton. It's just their cheap student watercolour paper. But I just wanted to show you how amazing these paints are. They move so quick. They're just, whew, just love them. Okay, so there we have some swatches for the Golden Qor High Chroma watercolour paints. Really happy with how vibrant they are, really happy with how they mix. I made this little swatch as well just to go in the tin, just to see which, when you mix the two colours together, roughly what you're going to get, and that was sort of a 50-50 of each colour. So that's that. I'm going to put these away to let them dry before I actually put them away properly, and we'll have a look at the Brusho. Okay, so onwards and upwards we've got the Brushos. So the Brusho Crystal Colours, set of 12. We have lemon, yellow, orange, brilliant red, scarlet, purple, ultramarine, turquoise, leaf green, emerald green, dark brown and black. Okay, so this isn't going to be a review or anything like that. This is just seeing what the colours look like when they're on paper. Haven't used these before. I've taken off all the little plastic collars that are around the tops of the jars or tubs, and for those of you with a weakness in your hands or anything like that, these lids are really hard to get off. I have taken one off and they don't screw off, that you have to push them off, and the powder is loose inside, so you have to be really careful. When I've finished playing with these after a few minutes, I'm going to completely clean this area before I start working on my next project, because this goes everywhere if you're not careful. So just using a lollipop stick, I'm going to get a few grains out of each of one and just see what the colours are like. So lemon, and that lid came off quite easily because I've already taken that lid off, but yeah, they're really hard to get off. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water onto the paper, take a few grains, don't need much, and tap it on and see what happens. Okay, let's get a little drop of water on the top of that as well, just to help them move a little bit. And as you can see, the amount of colour in just a few grains is tremendous. Just add a little bit water to that middle clump there, Just loosen those grains up a little bit and get them moving. This is going to be great for sort of doing abstract backgrounds and things like that. Again, they're not light fast, so I won't be using them on paintings that I want to sell. I will be using them on projects where I'd like to make prints or sketchbooks and things like that. So that's lemon. I'll be quiet now and just get on with putting some colour down. Okay, they are pretty amazing, I must admit. The colours split. I don't know if you saw that, sort of blues and greens, and in the black I can see orange and blue and a deep, very dark purple in there as well. But I guess if you just wanted the mass tone without the separation, you could just mix them together and let them dry like that, or you could let them split and leave them, but less is definitely more. You don't need very many crystals at all. So this is going to be a learning curve all on its own. This is going to be amazing playtime, figuring out what to do with these. And some people like to watch other people's videos and things like that, but personally I want to go into it unbiased and see how I can get it to work for me. These are just stunning. The depth of colour in them is amazing. That one's drying quite a lot now, and I can see it's drying matte, which is brilliant, because if you're going to be creating things to be used in prints, for prints you need to be able to get a good photograph of it, and it looks like these are going to photograph amazingly well. So yeah, all in all I'm really happy with these, and these are going to be pretty super to play with and experiment with and have fun with. Okay, thank you for staying with me to the end of the video. Can't wait to get using all of these new products. I've already sketched out a project I'm going to be working on now with the Holbein acrylic gouache set. So that's my next project. After that, I'll see where it leads me. These little pencils are definitely going to be used in my sketchbooks. And yeah, so thank you once again for staying with me. Thank you for subscribing and liking my videos, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now. Bye bye.